Were you home when this incident happened?
Was she home or no?
You're definitely home? Because I don't want to catch you in a lie.
No.
Did you hear a snap or did you hear a pop?
I'm so afraid. What did you do?
By the head and smashed into the second time.
At 5:30 p.m. on March 14, 2011, an emergency unfolded at St. Luke's Hospital in Jacksonville, Florida. A 2-year-old boy named David Galarraga was rushed in, limp and unresponsive. His condition was critical, requiring immediate and specialized care. But as doctors and nurses fought to save David, his mother's account of what happened raised more questions than it answered. Was this a tragic accident, or was something far more sinister at play? The hospital staff, sensing something amiss, called the police to investigate. Officers arrived and began to piece together the events leading up to David's injuries. As they delved deeper, a troubling and complex case began to emerge, one that would become a landmark in Florida's criminal justice system. While medical personnel worked tirelessly to stabilize David, the police brought his mother, Benella Sisana, and his 12-year-old brother, Cristian Fernandez, to the station for questioning. What began as routine interviews soon revealed a web of lies and half-truths. The investigation uncovered details so disturbing that they shocked even the most seasoned officers. The footage from the police station, though heavily redacted due to the involvement of minors, provides a rare glimpse into the early stages of this harrowing case. As the truth slowly came to light, it became clear that David's injuries were no mere accident. What was discovered in those interviews would ultimately reshape the course of Florida's legal history.
Oh, you're 13 now?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So you're 13 years old.
I'm 12.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, 12. Okay, all right. So I want to explain these to you to where you can understand them, okay?
As investigators began questioning Cristian, they were acutely aware of the challenges posed by his young age. Despite this, they proceeded by reading him his rights. In Florida, police are permitted to question children without parental permission or presence, though the child has the right to refuse. This is why the officers took great care to ensure Cristian understood each part of his rights. If it were later determined that he did not fully comprehend them, anything he disclosed during the interview could be deemed inadmissible in court.
Okay, and I just need you to sign here that you understand them. You have nice cursive. My son's working on his.
As the investigator focused on building rapport with Cristian, additional details from the initial hospital interviews began to emerge. According to police reports, Benella exhibited a surprising lack of emotion when doctors outlined the severity of David's injuries. Instead, she reportedly told police that she had experienced worse. However, when she was brought in for questioning, the gravity of the situation seemed to affect her more deeply.
I'm so afraid.
As police questioned Benella, they sensed inconsistencies in her story. There was a nagging feeling that crucial details were being omitted. However, they were completely unprepared for the horrifying truth she was concealing. The revelations that followed would leave them stunned and profoundly change the course of their investigation.
Tell me a little bit about tonight. I understand that, were you home when this incident happened? What time did all this occur?
A little bit after 4.
After 4? Okay. And who was home when this happened?
Everybody was home.
How long after did you know about the incident?
When he called me.
Okay, when he called you? On the phone?
No, in the house.
According to Benella, Cristian burst into the room in a panic after David supposedly fell from the top of his bunk bed. When she rushed to David's side, she found him unresponsive. But is this really what happened? The truth behind this seemingly straightforward explanation would soon unravel into a far more disturbing story.
So, when did you immediately run in there?
Mm-hmm.
And what'd you say?
He did so and put some ice on stuff.
Okay.
Upon further investigation of the family's 2-bedroom apartment, police encountered a chilling scene. In the bedroom shared by the 3 eldest children, they found a blood stain on the carpet beside a school backpack, with traces of blood and vomit spread across the room. The bottom bunk bed was cluttered with baby wipes and a diaper, both stained red, as well as blooded blankets, pillows, and the floor. Additional red stains were also discovered on the bathroom cabinet and shower curtain. With David's condition deteriorating, it was vital for the police to provide doctors with comprehensive information. This left them depending heavily on Cristian, the only witness to the unfolding tragedy.
And then tonight, you guys were in your room, just you and David?
Yeah.
Was your other brother and sister in there? So all y'all?
No,
in there?
I think it was just me and him too.
Just y'all two? Okay. What was your mom doing when this happened?
I don't know. Maybe I'm driving.
Was she home or no?
I'm not sure where she was.
Tell me a little bit about tonight. I understand that, were you home when this incident happened?
While Benilla initially asserted that she was in the kitchen when David fell, Cristian's account contradicted this, stating she wasn't even in the apartment. He went on to describe the aftermath, detailing how he placed his brother on the bottom bunk and attempted to get help.
And then after you got him on the bed, what did you do?
I thought about what I did, and I called my mom.
And what did you tell her?
That he got hit with the ladder climbing up.
Okay. And how long did it take her to get home?
Couple of minutes.
However, this is yet another version of events, leaving the true circumstances of David's fall unclear. Initially, Benilla told investigators at the hospital that Cristian was flipping through TV channels with David just before the incident. During this brief moment of distraction, David climbed to the top of Cristian's 5-foot bunk bed ladder. The ladder suddenly shifted, causing David to fall and hit his head on the floor.
And then what did she do when she came home?
She cleaned them. No, she went to the hospital. I cleaned them and changed his clothes.
Was she crying? So what time do you think you called her?
Like almost like 8 minutes after.
Okay. And how long did it take her to get home?
Couple of minutes.
Given this new information, detectives decide to press Benilla to see if she alters her story to align with Cristian's latest account.
And you were home? Okay. You were definitely home? Because I don't want to catch you in a lie. Because there's no reason to lie about something that you don't need to lie about. I'm asking again. Were you home when this occurred?
Well, I had gone to the bank.
Okay, were you home when this occurred?
No.
Okay. So you weren't in the kitchen when this happened?
No.
Okay. So you screwed up when you said he called me. He called you on the phone. And you were at the bank? Who was with you?
I was by myself.
Sure enough, Benilla changes her story. She admitted to leaving her 12-year-old son alone to look after his 3 siblings. As a single mother of 4 children, she frequently relied on Cristian, her eldest, to help manage the household and care for his younger siblings.
So he called you, and how long did it take you to get home?
I went right away. I mean, I went to the ATM and then afterwards I went back home.
When Benilla returned home, she encountered the same scene she had previously described to investigators, her 2-year-old son unconscious. However, this time, Cristian divulges another shocking detail that leaves the detective stunned.
So you said that she got on the computer before she went to the hospital?
No, she was on the phone on the computer.
Okay. Do you know what she was looking up?
No. Maybe like a hospital to go.
Oh, okay.
So how long were you guys at home before you left to go to the hospital?
About 40 minutes.
40 minutes?
Police were shocked. Rather than calling 911 or taking her unconscious child to the hospital immediately, Benilla chose to wait and see what would happen. When 2-year-old David finally arrived at the hospital, his condition was so critical that he had to be airlifted to another facility for specialized care. The medical staff quickly realized that there was something suspicious about the bunk bed story after taking just one look at David.
And I didn't away because after my husband passed away, like they assigned me to a caseworker, and the caseworker comes and monitors everything, right? And I'm like, okay, I already have a caseworker. If they think that I'm doing something bad to one, I have 3 other ones that depend on me, and I don't want them taken away from me.
Benella's troubled history began when she was just 11 years old and became pregnant with Cristian. Court records reveal that her mother struggled with substance abuse, leading the family to move frequently between strangers' homes and hotels. Eventually, they ended up in a trailer without electricity or running water. When Cristian was 2, authorities discovered him wandering naked in a parking lot while his grandmother, who was supposed to be caring for him, was found intoxicated in a nearby hotel room. She was charged with child neglect, and investigators found cocaine in Cristian's baby bottle infested with worms. At 15, Benella and Cristian entered foster care together, where Cristian reportedly faced abuse from other children. By 18, Benella had married Luis Galarraga Blanco, and they had 3 children, including David. Following Luz's recent and suspicious death, Benella now faced a critical situation with David's life hanging in the balance. Despite the gravity of the situation, she chose to delay seeking help. As police continue their investigation, they are determined to find inconsistencies in Benella's story.
So when you got home, you saw knocked out, as you said, right? Knocked out in the bed. On the bottom bunk?
On the bottom bed.
Did you see anything knocked over in the room or any blood anywhere?
I saw a little bit of blood on the floor.
Okay. Where at on the floor?
Let's say like the stairs were here, and the blood was like on
Okay.
there.
So kind of in front of the stairs. Okay. Did that worry you?
It did worry me, but it worried me more the fact that, you know, they're gonna think that I did it.
So you got on the computer? For what?
To check, like, you know, what causes unconsciousness and how long is somebody supposed to stay unconscious, and if they, you know, if they could just wake up from that.
I just don't understand. I understand you have a problem with DCF. You're thinking that they're going to take your kids away, but I don't understand why you didn't call 911. Safety's first.
I know safety's first, but like I read online that unconsciousness happens when your brain shifts from position from a head injury.
Given Benella's the recent run-ins with Florida's Department of Children and Families DCF, it was apparent she was already in a precarious situation. Her decision to jeopardize her child's life to evade further scrutiny was both shocking and troubling. Was this really her sole motive, or was there a deeper, more troubling reason behind her actions?
And I was like, okay, it's gonna shift back to its right place.
But most people wouldn't even think about going online. They would think about, oh my God, I gotta call 911. And then, you know, 911's gonna kind of direct you what to do on the phone until rescue gets there.
You know, I came up here with nothing. I rented an apartment and, you know, I have a roof over their head, and I feed them and I take care of them. Very good. You know, better than if I was with my ex-husband.
Well, let's talk about very good.
When David arrived at the hospital, he not only had a head injury, but also a left leg and a blue cast that extended from his hip down to his foot.
In January, broken leg, right? And how did that happen?
In a January DCF report, Benella described being in her apartment when Cristian rushed in, holding David in his arms. She explained that the boys had been playing at the apartment's playground right outside the door just before the incident.
Oh, I wasn't there. I was inside the house.
Who was there?
All the children, everybody else was there.
Did they play unsupervised?
Well, I open the window and I look at them.
But you're not watching them.
But I'm not out there.
So you're not watching them. You just have the window open. So if someone screams, you can hear them.
Yeah.
The whole time?
Yeah.
So then if you watched them the whole time, you would see what happened.
Well, I wasn't with my eyes on them the whole time, but
That's what I'm saying. You don't watch them the whole time.
Benella claimed that David broke his leg after falling from the monkey bars, but this was problematic because the apartment playground didn't have any monkey bars. As investigators delved into the DCF reports, they found multiple inconsistencies. Benella first said David fell from the monkey bars, but then, possibly to avoid being caught in a lie, she changed her account to a fall from the jungle gym. Her sister later told the police a different story, claiming David broke his leg while jumping from swing to swing. With these conflicting narratives, the situation for Benella looked increasingly dire, especially as Cristian provided an entirely different version of events.
You said before, in January, he got hurt, right? And he had broken his leg, little David. And how did he break his leg in January?
By yoga.
Yoga? And what room were you guys in?
In our room.
Okay. Were y'all watching that on TV or something?
No.
Where'd you see that at?
In the book.
And where?
In the book.
That book. Do you still have that book?
No.
Where did that book come from?
From when I was in Miami.
Oh, Miami. Okay. But who else was in the room when that happened?
Me and him.
Just y'all two? Where was your mom at?
I think she was taking my rides to school.
Okay.
Cristian's account not only contradicts his mother's story, but once again, Benella was absent when the injury occurred.
And did someone from the Department of Children and Families contact you?
To my mom.
Yeah.
And us.
Yeah. And what did you tell them that happened?
Yeah, he fell off my monkey bars.
Is that what your mom told you? Okay. So your mom told you to tell them that?
Cristian is once again reportedly covered for his mother, leaving the detective with no option but to confront Benella about the conflicting playground stories and the true cause of David's leg injury.
But that's not really what happened, is it?
What do you mean?
I'm asking you. I need you to be honest. Because you're only going to hurt yourself in the long run. Okay, that's not what happened, is it? Just like you weren't home today when it happened. That's not what happened, is it?
It was my son.
Mm-hmm. And what did he do?
He said he was wrestling.
In a surprising development, Benella started accusing Cristian of being responsible for David's severe injuries. She explained that she initially didn't believe David's leg injury was serious. Although detectives let her continue with this explanation, they possess information about the injury timeline that Benella has not yet revealed.
And then I heard, like, when people break bones, they can't stand the pain. They're just screaming and crying from the pain even when you touch it. So I didn't think that by him being 12, he would be capable of breaking anything, because he's a kid.
I mean, anybody could be capable when they're 11, 12 years old. Why did you...
But then I was scared that they were going to take him away. I mean, he's still my son, and even though he did that, I thought that by me talking to him and me being on top of him and just, me making him realize what he had done. And I took him to the hospital with me. He was in the hospital with me the whole time, watching, the pain that they were going through.
This is what I don't understand about that, though. I understand as a mom, you don't want your son to get in trouble for something that he probably didn't mean to do. Right? Am I right? Okay. I can understand that. I mean, I got 3 kids, but this is what I don't understand about that. You wait 2 days. Hospital.
I didn't think he was capable of breaking anything. I thought it was just swollen.
Oh, the kid was crying.
Police turned to Cristian for more information, and what he revealed this time shifted the direction of the case once again.
So he was sitting like this, and then how did you do his legs so we can understand happened?
Like this.
And then what else did you do with his little legs?
And like this. And that's it.
You pushed him back?
Mm-hmm.
Did you didn't twist the leg up or anything? Or?
What do you mean, like
No, I don't know. I'm asking like exactly what you did. Show me again what you did.
like this?
Okay. Well, did you hear a snap or something?
Why, what do you mean, like a snap?
Yeah, when he broke his leg. Did you hear it snap?
Like a crack?
Did you hear it pop?
Well, sort of.
Yeah. And what happened then?
He started crying, and then I stopped.
So you weren't trying to hurt him?
No.
It was an accident?
But I didn't know his bone was gonna break.
Yeah, I
Because
understand.
I was doing 2.
You were doing
But my
it too?
bone didn't break.
Can you do that? Can you do that? That's what you were trying to do?
Mm-hmm.
Can you do it?
No.
Okay. And so how long was it before your mom got home? Do you remember?
A couple, like, minutes.
David's injury was found to be extremely severe. A doctor who examined the 2-year-old described his double fracture as the most serious broken bone they had ever encountered in a toddler.
How long did he cry for? A long time?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that probably hurt him really bad, huh?
The detectives were unaware that an even more shocking development was about to emerge.
So your son did that in January. You lied. You told him to tell a lie to DCF, didn't you?
Yeah.
So you told him to lie. You lied. You lied to us. You lied to DCF. I'm just trying to, and I understand I understand why you lied in the beginning, because you don't want your son to get in trouble for something he didn't mean to do, I guess, correct? But then you told him to lie, and then you lied and just got all out of hand. And don't you think it'd just been easier just to tell DCF? My son did it. It was an accident.
because it wasn't easy for me to tell DCF and look where I am now. It's not easy.
Conversations with hospital staff led police to question the truthfulness of Benella's initial account of David's head injury. As detectives re-examined the events leading up to the injury, Benella's story shifted again. This time, the changes in her account had grave consequences for her toddler's well-being. She initially claimed to have taken David to the hospital 40 minutes after returning home, but as the interrogation progressed, her timeline continued to stretch.
And you waited for how long? 40 minutes, you said? You sure it was only 40 minutes?
About an hour, but it was about that time.
Okay, because, I mean, what time did they get the call?
It's
Benella's timeline continued to shift. She first claimed it was an hour before taking David to the hospital, and then said it was closer to 2 hours. It was also revealed that, while David was unconscious and struggling for his life, Benella did not call 911. Instead, she told authorities she made a single call to a pediatrician, but gave up after being put on hold. Her interrogation ended soon after, but the most incriminating evidence was yet to come. Detectives remained hopeful that Cristian, who had been seemingly truthful about the events leading to David's broken leg, would provide more clarity in his second interview.
Tell me what happened. Okay, you're almost there. Tell me what happened.
By the early morning of March 15th, the police had been called out the evening before. On March 14th, Cristian, who had been speaking with detectives throughout the night, was visibly exhausted.
David's not feeling too good right now. Okay? He deserves for you to tell the truth. So just tell me a little bit more about what happened tonight, and then we'll be done. It's okay. I'm not angry with you or mad at you or anything like that. We just need to know the truth. You don't have to be scared. The door's open, and we're just sitting here, just me and you. So you don't have to be scared. There's nothing to be scared of. So what exactly happened tonight with David?
At this point, detectives are well aware of Cristian's violent background. Just 3 months before David's leg injury, Cristian had endured a traumatic experience involving his late stepfather, Luis Galarraga Blanco. In October 2010, Cristian's mother was summoned to his middle school after staff noticed his face was red and swollen. By the time she arrived, police and DCF investigators were already questioning him. Cristian alleged that his stepfather had punched him, causing injuries so severe that he required surgery for a torn retina. As an ambulance took Cristian away, Benella reportedly called her husband for an explanation. Luis then took his own life in front of their 3 children, allegedly after learning that police were on their way to arrest him for suspected child abuse. Their daughter, no more than 4 years old at the time, answered the door when the police arrived. David was later found in a nearby bedroom, reportedly shaking and covered in blood. Some of Cristian's behavior, especially when left alone, reflects the violence he may have experienced.
So tell me what really happened tonight.
I put him to carry books.
You put him to carry books? Okay, what kind of books?
Like the books that we have on our bookshelves.
Are they big books or little books? Or...
Like a bunch of skinny books.
Okay, so he was carrying them? Does he walk good with that one cast on?
I think he shows with one and normal works with the other one.
Okay, so he had books in his arms? And then what happened?
And then they fell on him.
They fell on him as he was carrying?
As he was carrying them.
Where they fall on him at?
On his head. And,
How did they fall on his head if he was carrying them?
Cristian altered his story once more, but detectives have yet to uncover the horrifying truth.
like this he was carrying them. Because he doesn't know how to carry away.
So then what else happened?
And then they fell on him and then he fell.
Okay. What else happened to him? Because remember we said, so he had his arms up like this with the books? And then the books fell? And what did you see the books fall on?
On his face and part of his head.
Okay. Well, you know, this side of his head is really injured up with a lot of bruising and swelling. So, and his nose is really swollen up.
I wasn't with him anymore.
Okay, so he never fell off the bunk bed? No. Okay. So, he never hit his head on the bed?
No.
So, did you, do anything for him to make him hit his head?
What do you mean? Like, I pushed him
Yeah. Did you push him tonight?
to the bed?
No, did you do anything for his head to hit anything tonight?
Well, we were just carrying books, and then it fell on him.
Right, and what else happened?
And then I took all the books away from him, and then he was sleeping.
Well, he didn't get those head injuries just from book. That's not the truth, Christian. Is it? It's okay. I just need to know the truth. You know, I know it's hard to tell the truth because you know, I know you said earlier it's hard to tell the truth. Is it the truth, Christian? I don't think it's the truth, maybe. Actually, I know it's not the truth. He's got really bad head injury. So, if you can tell me how he got that, it would be really helpful for him and for us. And then the truth will be known, and you don't have to worry about hiding that inside anymore. Is that what your mom's gonna tell me? Is that what your mom's gonna tell me? What are you scared of? I'm scared of hell, mommy. I know, I can see it. Did your mom do something to David?
When Christian remained firm in his story, the detective decided to try a different approach. The results were more shocking than she had anticipated.
Did you push him down? What did you hit him with? Did you hit him with something on his head? So what happened? What happened to the side of his head?
I pushed him against a bookshelf.
Okay. And how did you push him in? Like, what was he doing for you to push him?
Nothing.
Why'd you push him? Are you angry about something?
Yes.
What were you angry about?
Well, my stepdad did it to me.
Oh, your stepdad did to you? Is that what you said? Why were you angry about that tonight?
Because I was thinking a lot.
Why'd you take it out on your little brother? Is there a reason why him?
No.
Is this because he was there?
Yes.
How many times did you push him into the shelf?
Twice.
Okay, on the first shelf. How did you want to, like, say this is the shelf. Can you show me with the doll how you push him into the shelf?
By his head.
So, show me with the doll how you...
Like, push it and...
Okay. So, you pushed him with your hand into the shelf. Is that all that happened tonight?
Although the investigator initially believed David's injury occurred in the evening, they would soon find out that this was not accurate. David's injury actually happened several hours earlier in the morning.
So how did all the blood get everywhere in the road?
Because when I was dragging him to his bed,
So you dragged him to the bed?
I actually carried him
Okay. To what bed?
to my brother's bed.
The bottom bunk? Okay. So you carried him to the bottom bunk, and where was he bleeding from?
From his nose.
Okay. Anywhere else?
And like his mouth.
His mouth was bleeding? Okay. How long was he like that before you told your mom?
I told my mom right away, but I didn't tell her what happened. I told her something else.
Did you call your mom as soon as it happened? Or did you just wait for her to come?
As soon as it happened, I realized what I'd done.
When Benella got home that morning, she discovered David with blood coming from both nostrils. After wiping his face, she took the other children to school, leaving David unconscious in the car. Rather than heading straight to the hospital, she returned to her apartment and left David lying there unresponsive throughout the day. This was just the start of David's ordeal, and the situation would soon become even more disturbing.
And so you picked him up?
I carried him and I put him in the bed.
How'd you carry him? Did you carry him like this? Or did you
Yeah, like no, like this.
Or you carried him over your shoulder?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Where do you have the shirt? That's not the shirt you had on when you carried him. You'd probably have blood on your shirt though, if that was that shirt, huh? Because he was bleeding out of his nose.
Mm-hmm.
And you carried him over your shoulder, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't that shirt, was it?
I'm not sure how I carried him, but I know I carried him by my shoulder or like in front of me.
Okay. So you just carried him right away to the bed?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you did?
Like fast. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then after you got him on the bed, what did you do?
I thought about what I did.
After dropping the children at school and returning home with David gravely injured and struggling for life, Benella casually surfed the internet. At 10:54 a.m., she searched for when someone gets knocked out and how to wake someone from a concussion. By 2:15 p.m., she was searching for when you're unconscious for hours. During this time, she also added funds to her phone plan, looked for screensavers, logged onto YouTube, and downloaded music. Allegedly, she even found time to browse celebrity gossip.
Nobody else touched him or hurt him?
No.
It was just you. Do you feel better about telling me what happened?
No.
You don't feel better? Was that the truth, what you told me this time? What do you think your mom's gonna say? She's just gonna be upset for everybody. She'll be upset for you too.
The investigator asked Cristian one final time if he was the sole person responsible for David's injuries, aiming to address any remaining doubts. Given Benella's questionable honesty up to this point, the detective was right to pursue this line of questioning. However, she would soon discover that the most disturbing aspects of David's story were still yet to be uncovered.
Did you know what you did was wrong?
Mm-hmm.
How did you?
I felt bad because then I realized what I actually done. Because I wasn't really thinking about what I was doing when I pushed him. I was just thinking about my stepdad.
Okay. And then when you realized what you'd done and you said you felt bad, what did you feel bad about?
About what I did and what was going to happen later.
To him or to you?
To him. I wasn't worried about me.
You were at some point though, because that's when you lied, right?
Well, I was a little worried.
Did your mom say anything different when?
I like to, but she didn't know it was me that did it.
Right.
Although there is at least one documented instance of violence that Benella acknowledges, other sources suggest that Cristian may have endured his stepfather's alleged abuse for up to 5 years.
Can I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm.
Why'd you push him twice? Why'd you push him 2 times?
I don't even know why I pushed him from the start.
Authorities have no choice but to confront Benella with the devastating truth.
This wasn't an accident. Cristian did it.
What do you? How did he do it?
He got mad and he took him by the head and smacked twice into the bookshelf.
Did he cry?
Yeah,
First time. And then you pushed him again.
I didn't stop crying.
And he said the first time he hit it, he was crying, and the second time he did it, out and unconscious. And that's when he carried him to the bed, and that's when he knew that he did something really bad. And he said he lied to you about it. So I know you didn't know. I know you didn't know.
Anything else you wanted to tell me about tonight? Is that all I need to tell the doctors?
If he hasn't woke up,
He's still sleeping. So.
and the doctor say if he was gonna make it.
They said that they're hoping that he's gonna wake up.
And if he doesn't wake up, that means that he has to make he didn't make it.
Yeah, if he doesn't wake up, that means he doesn't make it. How do you feel about that? His brain started swelling.
Like small?
Bigger.
Bigger. So it touches his brain?
Yes. I guess when his head hit the shell, it caused some swelling.
Cristian unintentionally reveals a key detail about his comprehension. While most 12-year-olds would understand what swelling is, Cristian asked the detective to explain it. This request suggests that he may be lagging behind his peers in cognitive development. As soon as the detective leaves Cristian alone, he makes a chilling statement.
David has to push twice. He got knocked out.
He said he just got mad tonight and he snapped. And now the unthinkable is the outcome of this situation. But I didn't tell him what the doctors told you.
Hospital staff and police reports indicated that David's condition was critical. He was kept alive only through life support and a ventilator. His injuries were both severe and horrifying. His neck was stabilized with a brace, his skull was fractured, and his nose was broken and covered in blood. His right forearm was injured, possibly fractured, and both eyes showed swelling and redness, with a bruise under his left eye. He also had a contusion on his right hip, a hematoma near his right ear, and a bruise on his right forehead. Detectives hoped to extract any additional information by encouraging Benella to speak with Cristian. Initially, she hesitated, but was eventually convinced to meet with him.
Cristian. Hey, buddy. I know you're tired, sweetie. You alright? Your mama wants to talk to you. You okay? A little wobbly? I know it's late, baby. If you could talk English, it'd be better. Okay.
What did you do? Tell me what you did. What did you do? Tell me what happened.
What the show?
Didn't you think that was gonna hurt? Why would you do something like that? Oh my God.
After Benella sent her son away, police discovered a crucial piece of evidence. Her search history showed that at 3:07 p.m., hours after David's head injury, she searched for the hospital where she would later take him. Following this, she picked up her other 3 children from school, presumably with David in the car, and then returned to her apartment. David did not reach the hospital until 5:30 p.m., 8 hours after his injury. Additionally, police found no evidence that Benella used a Wachovia ATM that morning, as there were no records of any transactions. As the night's events and his mother's reactions weighed heavily on him, Cristian began to visibly break down, perhaps fully grasping the gravity of the situation. On March 16, 2011, 2 days after David sustained his injuries, doctors made the heartbreaking decision to remove him from life support. His injuries were too severe for any hope of recovery. An autopsy later confirmed that David's death was a homicide caused by blunt force trauma to the head. It was also revealed that had Benella sought medical help immediately after the incident, David might have survived. Cristian was arrested right after his questioning.
Time to go, buddy. Just stand up. I gotta put these on you. So I gotta put these on you. Stand up, buddy. Stand up for me. Put your hand back behind your back. Turn around that way. Let's go this way.
In Florida, minors typically face the juvenile justice system, but there is no minimum age for charging a child with a capital offense, such as those punishable by death or life imprisonment. As a result, despite being only 12 years old at the time of the crime, Cristian was charged as an adult and became the youngest person in Duval County, Florida, to be indicted for first-degree murder. Benella was arrested just 2 weeks later. She pled guilty to aggravated manslaughter and was sentenced to 10 years in prison. The judge accounted for the 2 years, and for months she had already served and suspended the remainder of her sentence in favor of probation. She was also required to spend 90 days at the Hubbard House domestic violence shelter and 2 years at a halfway house. Cristian's case garnered significant public attention, including support letters to the judge. One letter, accompanied by a petition with nearly 9,000 signatures from around the world, advocated for him to be tried as a juvenile. Ultimately, Cristian received a plea deal for the lesser charges of aggravated battery and manslaughter. He spent 7 years in a juvenile detention facility and was released on his 19th birthday in 2018. His probation was officially terminated in May 2023. According to his Instagram, Cristian now works at a barber shop.